go into part 2 of the second step on the first step form, which is called the three-way call. Now, we talked about the list, and we said, all right, how do we contact the list now? And we're going to contact them using a concept called the three-way call. And if you're just getting started, or if you've been around for a while, you know what the three-way call is. If you're just getting started, you might say, well, what's a three-way call? Really simple. You're going to take somebody from your list, and you're going to put them on the phone with somebody that's an expert that's already had success. And so you're going to separate it and pull yourself away from the opportunity. Here's why. It's because you don't want people to judge you. You want them to judge the opportunity. And they might know you for being a plumber, or they might know you for being a dentist. They might not know you for being a legal expert or a business expert. And so what you want to do is you want to get them on the phone with somebody who is an expert so that they can value that information and they can make an educated decision based off the right information. And it's just like anything else. If you were to get started with something new, like if let's say I started working at Starbucks today, and I walked in, it was my first day walking in on the job, and somebody came up to me and said, hey, can you ring me up for these bags of coffee? And I go up to the register. Imagine me going to the register and just starting pushing buttons and saying, I hope this works. That would be crazy. What would I do? I would say, hold on one second. Let me grab somebody who's an expert. They've been doing this longer than me. They can ring you up. That's exactly how the business works. Really simple. So some people say, okay, so if I'm not supposed to say anything, what do I say? Let me give you an understanding. Here's why we don't want you to say too much. It's because there's something called the line of information. So this is you. This is your friend. You have full information. Your friend is curious. His whole goal is to break this line of information with you. He wants to get all the information from you. He wants to know what the business is, how does it work, how much do I make, where do I have to go. He wants to get everything from you. Here's the problem. If you give him the information, you have messed up the system. Here's why. Your whole goal is to hold him in curiosity. You ever heard of something called curiosity killed the cat? Well, it's the reason why the cat died. He was curious. You want to keep them curious. It's just like a movie trailer. When you play a movie trailer, the movie trailer doesn't tell every specific part of the movie, because then you wouldn't want to go see it. So instead of being the movie, what we want you to do is be the trailer, and that trailer will gain the interest so that you can put them on the phone with us. And when you put them on the phone with us, we'll help them get more interested. We won't even be the movie. We'll help them get more interested so we can invite them to the movie. And so if they break this line of information with you, then you lose. Game over. And it's the game that you play with your friends. They're trying to break this line of information. Your goal is to keep them in the curiosity mode. Now, like I said, some people say, well, do you not want my friends to get the information? No, we want your friends to get the information. We just don't want them to get it from you. We want them to get it from somebody who's qualified, had success, and they can better explain the opportunity and what we do. So, we talked about you and a line of information. So some people say, all right, so what do I say? How do I explain it? When I pick up the phone, what do I say? Now, I'm not going to give you a script. What I'm going to give you right now is a couple of points. And this is not the only way to do the business. There are just a few points that you can share, that I want to share with you so that you can maybe understand what to say or give you a little bit of an idea. But here's the thing. I can't tell you what to say to your best friend. I can't tell you what to say to your neighbor. I can't tell you what to say to your mom or your dad. You have a different relationship with each one of those people. And every one of those relationships are unique in its own right. So for me to try to tell you how to talk to those people will be crazy. So here's what I want to do. I want to give you a couple of pointers, and I want you to create whatever you feel like around these pointers, and that way it'll make it a little bit easier for you to do the business. So here's the first point. First thing you want to do, and this, if you can get this point, this is probably the hardest point. And once you get this, you're good. This is perfect. Here's what we want you to do. Say hi. It's really simple. Say hi. Now, some people say that's not the hardest thing. For some people, it might be. Here's what I want to say. In parentheses, put be normal. It's something, sometimes people get started and they just go off the deep end. We want you to be normal. When I first got started, I said some weird things. Like I had a friend, his name was Reginald Jacks. Now, I never called him Reginald Jacks when we were growing up. I never called him that. I always called him Reg. So when I first got started with the company, I'm thinking I'm in a business. I need to be super professional. Right? And so I called him up and I said, hey, Reginald Jacks, how you doing? This is Eugene Johnson with this incredible company. I just wanted to give you a call to ask you if you, and he's like, Gino? He didn't understand. He's thinking, what's going on? And I said, that's not how you do the business. I didn't know I needed to be normal. He needs to hear. If you usually say, hey, what's going on? Say, hey, what's going on? If you say, hey, girl, say, hey, girl. Whatever you normally say that. So here's step number 2. Asking, are you open? Or do you have a couple minutes? I'm sorry, do you have a couple minutes? Okay, so do you have a couple minutes? Now, here's the thing. When you're asking them, do you have a couple minutes? Now, don't worry about my chicken scratcher. If you can't read it, it's all right. I'm telling you, do you have a couple minutes? So, do you have a couple minutes? Now, here's the question. When you ask them this, you don't want them, if they say they don't have time to talk, you don't want to try to shove the opportunity in their face. Now, if they say, now you do want to ask them, because sometimes people say, well, I don't have time, but because they think you're going to talk for a long period of time. But if you say, hey, do you have a quick minute? And they say, yeah, I got 1 or 2 minutes. What's going on? Now you can go into the process. But they say, hey, I'm cooking dinner. I got 3 kids on my back. I'm trying to do my homework. I mean, that's not a time where you want to push the opportunity on somebody. So you want to ask them, do you have a couple minutes? The third step, are you open? And I put /Y. So are you open? You ask them, hey, are you open? Now, are they open to what? Whatever you think they might be open to. Are you open to a business opportunity? Are you open to hearing about a service that might be able to help you out? Are you open to hearing about how identity theft is running rampant and we have the solution? Are you open to learning how to create additional revenue stream into your household? Are you open? Whatever you think will interest that person, you ask them. Now, the reason why I put Y, W-H-Y, is sometimes it's good to put your why into that situation. So let's say I gave you a call and said, hey, John, what's going on? How are you? He's like, hey, how you doing, Eugene? I haven't spoke to you in a while. I said, I understand, man. I know we haven't talked in like 1 or 2 years, but I had to give you a quick call. And look, I know this might be a little bit random, but let me ask you a question. Do you have a couple minutes right now? Yeah, I got a couple minutes. Look, are you open to earning some additional income? Are you open to changing your life financially? Are you open to whatever you think that person's going to be interested in? And he might say, yeah, why? And I say, look, here's why I got started with the company. I actually got started with this company on a part-time basis that I'm super excited about. I don't have all of the details, but I'm working with a successful gentleman. This gentleman's having a massive amount of success. I mean, I just want to let you hear his story because he's helping me earn an extra couple thousand a month. And if you're open, then maybe you might be able to do the same as well because I know he's looking for some good people. So hold on 1 second. Let me grab him and get him on the line. It's really that simple. That's all we do. Now, that step, you might not be good to start. You might not be great. But look, first you have to start. Then you become good. Then you become great. But you have to start to become good, and you have to be good before you're great. And you got to go. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And we just want you to get the first call. Once you get the first call, do 1 more. And you get the second call, just do 1 more. And get the third call, just do 1 more. And if you continue that process, after a couple of times of doing it, you'll get exactly what you need to get. You'll know exactly what to say. You'll be comfortable. You'll be normal. We don't want you to be reading a script or anything like that. We just want you to be normal. These are your friends. These are your family members. They love you. They trust you. Just show them the opportunity. And that's the 3-way call process. So here's the next step. The next step is going to be talking about the private business reception. I'm excited. That's one of my favorite parts. So the next video, watch that, and we'll show you exactly what you need to do to start having success. Congratulations.